All right, guys, so this is gonna be one of the last, well, it's really, I'm gonna show you two different stretches, but it's really one. So this is gonna be the last one of the 4-part series we have for, you know, the yoga ring, like we've been talking about for the past couple of weeks. I was recently introduced to this thing about 5 or 6 weeks ago from a buddy of mine, and it's literally been one of the biggest game changers we've had add into our arsenal for the past 3 years, because it's allowed us to, and when I say us, not just me, I'm talking like the clients we have at our facility, the people we work with one-on-one in the trenches. It's allowed us to eliminate like 70% of all the other mobility work we've been using, because it really focuses on like the key muscles that have gotten tight over the past 2 years, just from sitting down all day like this, you know, doing your Zoom calls at the coffee table, or doing your homework or your presentation on the couch while you're watching the kids do their stuff. You know, we've all just been sitting in these shitty positions, and it's really had a toll on the body. So one of the biggest, you know, how can I say this? A couple of the biggest muscles that I've seen a lot of people that they need to get more mobility on, their hip flexors, their lower abs, you'd be surprised, their neck muscles, like the rib cage muscles right here, but then more so than that, the inner thighs. A lot of people's inner thighs are super tight. So typically most people say, well, how do you stretch out your hamstrings and your inner thighs? You're gonna go like this, right? Where, yeah, that makes sense, but if you look at the way most people do their stretch, look what happens to my back right away. I'm not stretching out my inner thigh, I'm stretching out my spine, and I'm like rolling down here. Yeah, I get my hands forward, but I'm not doing anything for my back. And you could very easily be told, hey, well, keep your back straight. All right, well, it's a lot easier said than fucking done for most people. So one of the things that, you know, and my inner thighs, especially my left one, is one of the main areas my back pain comes from too. So I had the genius idea, don't ask me how. I'm gonna use a yoga wheel, right? All I'm gonna do, I'm gonna start the wheel about fingertips distance away from me. Toes are pointed up, heels are down, back of the legs are flat to the ground as best as you can. And literally all I'm gonna do from here is the wheel's gonna keep my arms up and elevated, so now it's easier for me to keep my spine straighter. Notice I said straighter. You're still gonna get a little bend in there. And all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna rock back and forth as I go, right? I'm a big fan of the ballistic stretching, little bits at a time, right? I go pretty dynamically, but I would just start with millimeters, right? And literally all I'm doing is I'm going deeper and deeper, that's what she said, and deeper as I go. Then eventually I'll pull into the wheel, I'll hold it just like this. It gets enough grip where I can kind of pull myself even deeper if I need to, and get that leverage because of the friction the foam gives it, which is actually pretty amazing. I was actually surprised how much this worked. And I'm really able to get deep into my inner thighs as opposed to just doing it the traditional way. Now, while I'm here, I'm gonna go to the other side too. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go to my left, and same thing, I'm just gonna roll out that hamstring, right? I'm just gonna pulse up and down. I like to go about 20-ish times, right? Get in the back of the hamstring on the one side, and then get in the back of the hamstring on the other side, right? About 20 up and down, both sides. Now I told you there's a couple stretches in this one, right? Now to finish it up, I'm gonna show you the lat stretch real quick. All I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go from the kneeling position, and this is gonna be one of the greatest lat stretches you have. All I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna reach forward with my arm, and I'm gonna pulse as I go. And I'm just gonna really be able to get down and stretch out my lats. And I drop my hip down, I don't know if you guys can see that. So I'm able to open up my hip as well. Go back to the side. I've done it for my chest also, right? Side of here for my bicep. I would do both sides. And then last but not least, I'm gonna hit a modified child's pose where I'm sitting back and I'm just letting everything stretch out as I'm down, right? So that's a couple different exercises all in one. And literally you go through it that fast. 20 pulses to the middle, 20 pulses to the right, 20 pulses to the left. I get about 10 to 15 on both arms for my lats, 10 to 15 on both arms for my chest. And I do about 15 to 20 going back out to the front for child's pose. But when I say, hey, I'm gonna stretch out my inner thighs, that's what I do, that whole little series right there, because I'm down there anyway, and why not, right? So guys, like I said, this is a phenomenal tool that I think everybody should add into their training arsenal. It's about 20 bucks. We're gonna leave the links in the comment section below, so this way you guys can go to Amazon and get the exact ones, so you don't have to worry about, am I buying the right one, or am I not buying the right one? There's a small, medium, and a large size. This is large. You don't necessarily have to start with the large one, but for a stretch like the one we just did, I would recommend getting the large one because it keeps you up high off the ground, all right? It's basically all the same stuff we used to do with the stability balls over the years, except it's a more firm apparatus and it gives you a better stretch, all right? Guys, hopefully that helped you out. If it did, do me a favor, give this video a like and a share so it helps out with the algorithm and we can get it out to more people. Or if you have a question on this exercise about, you know, maybe something you're getting stuck on or just a general question, and I don't know what it would be on, but let's say just you have a question on it. Leave a comment in the comment section below so either myself or one of the coaches on our team can reach out to you and get you whatever answers you need, all right? Thanks for stopping by. This is the yoga wheel. I almost lost it. Yoga wheel, $20, Amazon. Make sure you buy one. Guys, great job. See you in the next one.